Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the last of the HAULiday Updates. Yes, what are we on? Part 9? Yes, Part 9. After this, it'll be just regular, non-holiday updates. Yeah. So today, to end things off with a game-tastic bang. That was really lame. Games. PS3 games. I got a whole bunch of PS3 games. Well, not a whole bunch, but a few, significant ones. And yeah, so that's what we're going to take a look at today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. As my shirt may be suggesting, and before anyone wonders, no, I did not get the Ghostbusters video game. I still have not got it. I played the demo of it a while back. I definitely plan to pick it up at some point, but I just don't have it yet. So, no Ghostbusters. Sorry. Alrighty, so first up, a while back, you may remember in the PS2 collections, I got this. The Midway Arcade Classics Collection. Volume 1. Volume 2. That's 2, right? No, that's Volume 3. Volume 3. And Volume 2. That's right. I did that Quentin Tarantino style for you, nice and non-linear. So, I love the old arcade games. For me, what's really cool is now, at long last, we can play classic arcade games in their full original quality on our home consoles, which back when these were new, like when the arcade games were new, was just not possible. We would get sort of watered down versions for the consoles at the time, I have quite a lot of old arcade games on my ColecoVision, for example, that at the time, it was the closest you could get to the arcade experience in your home, but still paled by comparison to the arcade originals. So now, finally, years later, we can actually play pretty much all the old arcade games in full quality on our consoles. The ones they've released. You know what I mean. We can potentially play any game you want. And I know some consoles, like the Ouya, for example, have arcade machine emulators that you can play full games on the Ouya. Anyway, as you know, I've been playing a lot of stuff on Twitch TV lately. Link. If you're wondering where all my game playthroughs are, that's where they are now. Go and look at them. All of them are archived there, and that's where all the gaming activity is. Basically because of all the content ID bullshit that's been going on with games here on YouTube in recent months. I started to get that a while back, so I moved all my gaming activity over to Twitch actually about a year ago. So if you're wondering where all the game stuff is, that's where it is. So the last thing, I think the last one I played here was, or posted here was Dead Space 3. Oh no, actually the last one I posted here was Homefront, which then got flagged when all the content ID bullshit started. So currently Homefront is unavailable, but I will repost it on Twitch one of these days. Anyway, love the Midway Classics. Picked up the PS3 version. Yeah, more for convenience than anything else. I mean, there's nothing on here that isn't also on here. Also, this doesn't have as many games as the 3 original collections for the PS2. This has, about 30? A little over 30 games. So, pretty cool. You got Joust, Defender, Rampage, Total Carnage, Gauntlet, 720 Degrees, APB, Arch Rivals, Bubbles, Championship Sprint, Tournament, Cyberball 2072, Defender 2, Gauntlet 2, Joust 2, Marble Madness, Pit Fighter, Rampart, Robotron 2084, Root Beer Tapper, Satan's Hollow, Sinistar, Smash TV, Spy Hunter 2, Super Off-Road, Super Sprint, Tubin, Vindicators Part 2, Wizard of War, Xenophobe, and Zybots. And there you go. Yeah, so you might have noticed Pit Fighter. Those of you who watch my MMC Retro series, Multimedia Chronicles Retro, will remember I was all gaga over Pit Fighter in the arcade. Well, now I can play that game anytime I want, and it really has not aged gracefully, but there you go. So Midway, this is the Midway Arcade Origins Collection, which contains a good chunk of what was on here, but is missing a handful of things, I think. Yeah, this one had 20. This one had 20. Yeah, so the PS2 version had about 50 games across the three collections. This one has sort of a grab bag of 30 or so of them. So anyway, really cool. Love the old arcade games. I think it was about $20, which to me is a great deal because you're getting like over 30 games, and you can't go wrong there. So next up was checking out. This is in no particular order. This isn't necessarily in the order that I bought them, but next up, Rosie and I were over at EB Games checking out the bargain bins. Nice thing about the PS4 having just come out is PS3 games are getting cheaper and cheaper all the time, so you can actually find some pretty good stuff in the bargain bins. So Rosie and I were looking through the bargain bins, and she saw one that caught her eye and just begged and pleaded with me to get it. We have the game based on the movie, which was based on the book, Where the Wild Things Are. Yeah. Now, I did a review of the movie a while back. I'll actually put a link for that in the description, so check the description if you'd like to see my review of the movie. A very deeply personal review. I really liked the movie, but I can see why a lot of people didn't. It's very dark and depressing. I probably wouldn't show Rosie the movie until she's a little bit older. But the game, while it is based on the movie, is much lighter in tone than the movie was. Essentially, you just it's a run and jump platformer, kind of reminiscent of Jak and Daxter style. And the fun thing about it is you can just kind of hang out with the wild things. Like there's the central hub of activity is their village, and you can just kind of hang out and play around with them. What's cool about it is the wild things, of course, are all basically figments of Max's imagination. So they tend to imitate whatever he's doing and just kind of follow his lead. So, for example, if you're encountered with a huge boulder and you need to get past it, you have your little scepter, like your glowing scepter, and you can hit the boulder, and one of the wild things will run over and punch it, so it'll smash the boulder. The other thing is you can just kind of mess around. Like if you start, you know how sometimes in platformers you just feel like being silly, so you just start jumping around like a lunatic. Well, you start doing that in Where the Wild Things Are, and the wild things will notice that, and then they'll start jumping around like lunatics too. So let's just kind of play along with you. And there's even a button to dance, so you can like go in front of a wild thing and just start doing some cheesy little dance, and then they'll start doing their own cheesy little dance, and you can have your own little wild rumpus. So it's actually a lot of fun. Like as far as, you know, I know video games based on movies are very hit and miss, but Rosie and I have been having an absolute blast with this one. And best of all, it was only $8. So can't go wrong there. Yeah, so we've been having a lot of fun with it. The story is essentially taken from the movie, but without a lot of the, you know, dark aspects of it. It basically starts with Max in his boat going to the island and arriving at the island. That's where it begins. So everything takes place on the island. We haven't quite finished it yet. We're pretty close to the end. We were playing it pretty hardcore during Rosie's last weekend here, and we're probably going to finish it up this weekend. So, yeah, so Where the Wild Things Are. If you're looking for just some light, fun platforming enjoyment, I definitely recommend it. It was a lot of fun. Next up, basically just a reacquisition. As you know, I've been wanting to get this entire collection. I recently picked up the God of War Origins collection, and I've had God of War 3 for a while. And I played these, did not do playthroughs of them, but really enjoyed them. But finally reacquired it. We got the God of War collection, which has the first two original PS2 games, all gloriously upgraded in high definition. So the only one I need now is, I guess we can take, hang on a second, let's reorganize a bit here. So the only one I need now is God of War Ascension, and then I'll have the entire saga. So let's do these more or less in chronological order. There we go, and there, and there. Perfect. So, yeah, what the plan is, I'm still currently in the middle of playing Castlevania Lords of Shadow over on Twitch. After that, I'm going to be playing Grand Theft Auto 5, which a viewer very generously sent me recently. And then after that, I'm probably going to jump right into the God of War saga and play all 5 of these games, and then end it off with Ascension. I know Ascension is technically a prequel, and for the most part, I'll be playing all of these in chronological order. So starting with was it Chains of Olympus, then doing God of War 1, then doing Ghost of Sparta, then God of War 2, then God of War 3, and then playing Ascension. Mainly because I'm kind of, you can't really jump into Ascension, which is like a current, well, fairly current generation game, and then go back to the old ones. You know, it would look weird. So anyway, we're going to start with the old ones, work our way through to the new ones, and do the whole dang saga. So really looking forward to playing these ones, which I've never played before, playing this one, which I've only played a few minutes of, and replaying these ones to the oohs and ahs of the viewers. So that should be a lot of fun. And then Ascension, I don't think I even played the demo of Ascension. I think I've got the demo somewhere, but I'm probably just going to skip the demo and go right into the game. So anyway, God of War, very cool. If you're wondering why I didn't pick up the recently released God of War collection that has all 5 games in it, very simple reason for that. I think I mentioned this when I picked up Origins. The reason I didn't get that is because the 2 Origins collection games are only available as downloads, and you know me in physical media, I much prefer to have the disc. So I wanted the actual physical version, so that's what I did. So I guess it costs a little bit more to get it that way, but whatever. I mean, it's overall a better experience for me personally, and I have a cool collection that I can display on the shelf. You know, I mean, in terms of the spines, actually all go together quite nicely if you take a look there. It's not too bad. Looks pretty cool on the shelf. So anyway, yeah, so I'll pick up Ascension at some point in the relatively near future. And then we'll have a God of War-a-thon over on Twitch. So last but most definitely not least, a lot of you have been asking me about this one for ages upon ages. I held off getting it because I really wanted to get the Game of the Year edition, which includes all the DLC and additional missions that were released later. I don't know honestly why I waited so long to get this, because I'm a huge fan of the genre that this is inspired by, namely spaghetti westerns. So we're finally getting up to date. I got GTA 5, I got LA Noire. So we're getting up to date on the big significant Rockstar stuff. This was the only big holdout left. We have Red Dead Redemption, the Game of the Year edition. Addention? Yes, and there we go. And this includes piles and piles of stuff. It's got the Undead Nightmare expansion included, and all the multiplayer levels included as well. So being a huge fan of spaghetti westerns, I don't know why I waited so long to get this, because I know this is the kind of game I'm going to really love and probably spend far too long on, much to the annoyance of everyone on Twitch. But whatever, it's my channel, I'll do whatever I want. Thank you very much. Anyway, so you can all relax now. I finally have Red Dead Redemption. It's just a matter of figuring out where to work it into the gaming schedule, because I've got a lot of stuff kind of on the go at the moment that we're going to play and have some fun with. And then, so maybe, I don't know, maybe after God of War, we'll get into Red Dead Redemption. I don't know. I mean, this being the big 30th anniversary of Transformers, obviously I want to play all the Transformers games as well, so that's going to be a big focus this year. A lot of other Transformers stuff I'm planning to do. I don't know that I'm going to do much in the way of retrospectives. It's probably going to be mostly updates and just, going to add a lot of stuff to my Transformers collection this year. Really want to focus on the comics and the video games and a lot of the DVDs and Blu-rays that I don't already have, and stuff like that. But that's another story for another time. For now, games! I got games! Yay, games! And got some that I've been wanting for a long time. We've definitely been wanting to get this one back in the collection because it's just freaking awesome. Love the Greek mythology and stuff. And definitely been wanting to pick up this one for a while. This one I didn't even actually know existed. I just kind of stumbled across it in Toys R Us one day, flipping through their bargain bins. And anyway, cool stuff. I didn't even know about this one either. I didn't actually know they made a game based on the movie. So, booyah for me and Rosie. We've been having a lot of fun with that one. Alrighty, that is it for me to you for now. I gotta rush off to the shower and then rush off to work. It's my Friday today. And then off to pick up Rosie in the morning. Alrighty, so that is it for me to you for now. Hope you enjoyed the HAULiday Updates. There's plenty of other updates to come. I've actually got some pretty cool stuff coming in the mail, so expect some updates about that. Also picked up some more Blu-rays recently, so expect some updates about those as well. Alrighty. That is it from me to you for now, for sure, now. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara.